sketch plan nesike uzokwazi ukusibonisa lo muntu wambona transport.
Awayimla angithi sethi la isekitchen mawungena la kitchen undlula amakhabethe fridge umila wayela phela nje exactly la.
Yeah, now that is the very spot where this person was standing at. One can see that there's the kitchen door, and then you walk past the cabinets in the kitchen, and as you turn to your right in the sketch plan, right there at that spot, which looks like a passage there, that's where he was.
Yes, we may proceed.
Umuntu wakhona wayephethe isibhamu esandleni esikhombe ngesibhamu.
That person was having a firearm in his hand.
Efake isigqoko enza ama-dreading.
And there's a demonstration of the wielded firearm with the hand of the right hand of the witness.
Efake isigqoko enama-dreading.
He had the dreadlocks on the head and was also wearing a hat.
Because into afika ifuna wafika wafuna amafoni nemali enamehlo.
Now, one thing that he actually wanted was the phones and the money with a wielded firearm and the big eyes, or widened eyes.
Just a minute. Yes. And how did he demand cell phones and money? Which language was he using?
Imali nama cell phone ubesebenzisa luphi ulimi?
Noma ngisakhumbula kahle ukuthi wayibeka kanjani but into engikhumbula wakhuluma isiZulu famafoni nemali into ayifuna.
Even though my wording might not necessarily be correct, but I remember that he demanded phones and the money. He demanded phones and money.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ungaqhubeka.
Eish, ukuthi lento yenzeka indlela kwenzeka ngakhona because lo mfana kaChico lo owayehleli la eceleni kwaZandi wasuka from usofa la ehleli khona la wasuka la wamphusha lo muntu la.
See how it happened in that this young man or Chico's son was seated there at the spot where the light was shown on the part of the couch. He went and he pushed and went there and pushed him.
Yeah, wampusha. Umempusha waphuma ngomnyango.
As he pushed him, he then exited the door. Ubani uphuma ngomnyango?
Yena lo mfana kaChico.
He pushed him, and he, Chico's son, then exited the door.
And just for record purpose, if you say he pushed the person, who are you referring to?
Mauti wampusha or lo pushiwe ukhuluma ngobani?
Yena lo fika wasikhomba ngesibhamu lo bekenza ama-dread efake isigqoko.
The very one that came and pointed us with the firearm, the one who had the dreadlocks and he had a hat on the head.
Begqoke ne-jacket ngathi kwasa desk inyanga ngathi caramel.
Because he was wearing a caramelish jacket in terms of color. Looks like one of these desks here.
Desk.
Yes.
So emva kwaloko kwasukuma wonke umuntu mfana lathi nje benza lento nje ngokukhulu ukusheshsha kwasukuma wonke umuntu endlini.
That was a quick move. As he stood up and pushed him, everybody also stood up. Wasukuma wonke umuntu endlini.
Yes.
Everybody that was in the house then also stood up.
Yes. And umuntu oqale ngimkhumbulayo esukuma because umuntu wabalekela la umuntu wasungena la lo mnyango oqala ukheli. Now
the first person to flee, it was Kelly. She ran and got into that bedroom that has been just pointed there at the sketch plan. That first door that is on the right of the sketch plan. Now, because everybody had stood up now, and they had gathered onto or at that very spot where that short person with the dreadlocks, short in terms of the height, with the dreadlocks was. Everybody went there and they gathered there. Even Senzo himself was there.
Just a minute. Yes, you may proceed.
So nje sekunalokupushana la endlini sekusukunyiwe ngithi mina angisukumanga ngaya same time le kubona labantu bepushana la. So that's why mangicalaza ukuthi ngilobe ngena la kule camera leli sengibona lo mude ke wesibili lo befake i-O4 efake i-jacket e-hood.
Now, remember Kelly also went into the bedroom that I had just pointed here on the sketch plan, and I did not immediately stand up when the rest of the people stood up. So there was some pushing now that was happening. There was some tussling which was taking place there at the spot where the first person was. And that's when I noticed the second person who was now wearing a hoodie.
Yes, where did you notice the second person?
Uye wambona ekuphi ngenkathi umbona. The wesibili.
I think lo wesibili bethu jaha angazi noma wayethi ujaha ukele or in because nje osenzo nje wabelisana nalo no makazandi nje belisana nalo wesibhamu lo mfishane sekuqhamuka lo that's why aphushana khona no senzo waphushana senzo umncikise odongeni ngasesicabheni sekhishi la.
Now, I don't know the second person. Just around that, that's more or less the same spot where the first person who was being tussled against by the rest of the members of the house there. It appears to me that he may have been after Kelly, because remember Kelly went, she actually ran into that bedroom. Then there was also a stage where Senzo had pinned him against the door of the kitchen.
Correct, yes.
That is on the right of the sketch plane there.
Yeah, if you can just tell the court step by step what happened. You see him there more or less where the first person was.
Ungajaha ne step by step angisho uyambona laphana la lo oqala ebekhona ngisho. That's correct.
What happens next?
Emva kwalokho kwase kwenzakalani?
Ukuthi yonke into ayenzeka ngokusheshsha. So
You know everything happened so fast.
ngokusheshsha because angazi ukuthi usenzo wasuka nini kulo wama threat lo
Now,
beshawa
yeah.
mawakheli nokheli nozandi.
I don't know at what stage or what time did Senzo now move away from the first person who was being fought against by the rest of the family members. That is, Kelly's mother, Zandi, everybody that was fighting the first person. I don't know when did he move from that particular spot.
Because nokheli naye wayesephumile la ngangimbonise la ekitchen ukuthi waphuma nini ebedroom angimazi.
Even Kelly herself, she had come out of the bedroom. As to when did she now leave the bedroom into the kitchen, I don't know.
Yeah, just a minute. Now, this fight that you're referring to, can you just describe it? If you say the fight that everyone else was involved in with the first person, or what are you referring to?
Ukhuluma ngani uma ukhuluma ngale mpinyana okanye ukulwiswa kwalona kokuqala abeliswa yiwo wonke umuntu.
Wathi basebeshana ukuthi kwayisi bathekwa yena lo kuqala ne because uzandi noma
Remember they were now attacking the very first one now.
so ememshanga ama crutches wami.
Ubani ubeshaya ngama-crutches?
Uzandi umuntu ephethe ama-crutches angani noma wakho eliphethe nelinye but uzandi umuntu engamkhumbula kahle because ngangizwa nomsindo walo malishaya phezulu.
Now, the crutch was also being used to hit this person. I'm not certain, but I think I saw Zandi in possession of the crutch. The thumping sound of the crutch, as this person was being struck with, I could hear it. Uthi noma wakhe ngathi ubephethe
Yeah,
i-crutch.
bekhona noma wakhe khona lapho kulesibile pushana okulapha ekitchen. Bekhona noma
I-crutch
wakhe.
ubephethe. Utsho nje
I'm not
upushana.
sure ngaye but umuntu engineshoni ngaye uzandi.
Okay.
Yeah.
If even the mother was there in that commotion or in that tussling that was taking place there, I am uncertain as to whether was she in possession of the crutch, but the person that I am certain with who used the crutch was Zandi.
Now, where was this crutch?
Ibekuphi le crutch?
Ngangiwabeke eduze nje kweheater. Ngidinga bawungena eminyango wasedining la ka right.
When buwabeke lapho.
Yeah, mongena nje ngene ngikhona indawo la ka right nje la. Eceleni kuneheater lapho eceleni kwakho.
Yeah, I had put them
Yeah, nginotongo
at
la.
a spot just
Yeah.
on the right there
Yeah.
and next to the heater,
Yeah.
against the wall there. That is where I had put them.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ungaqhubeka.
Then usenzo wayesi ekhathi pushelwa against udonga bembamba isandla saka right.
Now, at the time that
Izandla
Senzo
zombili.
had pushed or pinned him against the wall, he had grabbed or held him on the upper arm. There's a demonstration here that the upper arm was actually grabbed and pushed or pinned against the wall by Senzo. So Senzo grabbed that upper arm and pushed it against the wall or pinned it against the wall. And that was the right arm that he pinned against.
angifuni kule ngithi second suspect because bebambe lo.
I don't want to keep on saying
No.
the second suspect. There is this accused person that is being pointed against by the witness. He had grabbed.
Nilo.
Hello, can you stand up?
Yeah.
So,
Wayebambe lo.
yeah,
Yes, because nami
That's-
ngafika
that's
ngashaya.
the very-
Yeah, kuye lo.
that's the very person. Now Figoasha.
Yeah.
Even myself and I went and threw some blow.
Because after ngimshayile kwaqhuma isibhamu emva kwalokho.
After I had thrown the blow against him, then there was a gunshot that went off.
Just a minute. We just want to show you photo 15 of Exhibit D. If you can just use that photo to illustrate your evidence.
Asebenzise lesithombe ke ukwazi ukusidobela isithombe.
Wayinike khona la ngasemnyango. Usenze imbambe isandla sila phezulu because wayimbambe lesaka right.
Now he was leaning against that wall over there.
Who is that now? Just
Usho ke ukuthi lo engikhuluma ngaye okanye ubani lo okhuluma ngaye ube
Yilo umuntu lo sibili lo.
There-
Lo angene wesibili angamoya.
the tall one, the second one, who accessed the house. He was leaning against that door there, and Senzo had pinned him against the wall that is depicted in that picture, holding on his arm.
And in which direction was this person that you described as accused number 2 facing? And in which direction was the deceased facing?
Ulona ube bheke kuphi beqonde kuphi lona othi umsola wesibini kanti nomufi yena ube bheke kuphi.
Lo wayebheke ngaphakathi endlini usenze imbamba isandla ebheke ngaso eface ebheke isicapha kanje. Because usenze lo wayebheke ngala usenze ebhekile.
Okay. Usenze ube bheke isicapha lo be flatheke
Ubheke ngala,
isicapha.
yeah.
This suspect was faced into the kitchen when Senzo was facing the door at the time that he had pinned him against the wall like that.
You say you also struck a blow. Who did you strike and where did you strike that person?
Uthi ke nawe walahlela ke lapho ubushaya.
Yeah, ngamshaya
Washaya
khona
abantu.
ngamshaya ngamshaya khona ebusweni emva kwaloko waqhuma ishot yesibhamu.
Now, I hit him on the face. There's a demonstration as well. The temporal area of the face. I hit him on the face. And there was a clenched fist. There's a clenched fist, which is now demonstrating that that person was hit on the temporal area of the face. That very tall one.
Yes, you also, yes.
So,
So after
and then
And just for
emva
record
kwalokho,
purposes,
kwase
who's this?
kuqhuma isibhamu.
yeah, kwaqhuma isibhamu emva kwaloko then
Thereafter, there was a gunshot that went off.
nalisibhamu sakhona saqhuma sangivala amadlebe because indawo yakhona lapha incane ngala kuni nama-drawer ngala kune-free space esincane nje sila isenta kanje kwaqhuma isibhamu then ngabaleka ngawungena
Yes.
ebedroom.
As it went off, the sound of that gunshot deafened or almost deafened my ears. Because, you know, there was, where we were, it was a reasonably confined space there. There are drawers the side, so there isn't much of the movement in that spot where the gunshot went off. Uthi wenza njani wabaleka wena?
Ngabaleka ngawungena ekamereni.
I then ran and got myself into the bedroom.
Yeah, just a minute. Now, where did the gun go off?
Isibhamu sisaqhumela kuphi?
No, I think besiqhuma la ekitchen because emva kokuqhuma kwaso bekukhala imsindo tswi emadlebeni then ngabaleka ngawungena ekamereni.
I think it went off in the kitchen because after it went off, there was that beeping sound or a lasting beeping sound in the ears.
Yes, the ringing sound.
The ringing, sorry, the ringing sound in the ears, yes. That's when I ran into the bedroom.
Can you just indicate where you heard the sound of the firearm?
Ungasibonisa ke ukuthi wena ke isibhamu wasizwa ukuphi okay.
Asizwa ngikhona la ekitchen and for sure besiqhuma around khona la ekitchen ukuthi umuntu besiqhuma because besingesingivala amadlebe besikude kakhulu. Around the
It
kitchen.
went off right inside of the kitchen there, around the spot in the kitchen there. It wouldn't have, went off outside of the kitchen. Otherwise, it would not also have deafened my ears like that after it went off.
Yes, and to which room did you then run to?
Waya kweyiphi room?
Ngakwelinye amaroom akhona nje lapha endlini. I think mawuhamba ngepassage lika right ngathi ekugcinile.
I went to one of the rooms in the house there. If you walking through the passage there, I should think it is the one on the right. A light has been shown on the room on the right, the second one on the right.
Yeah, ile inefestera la.
Yeah,
Ngathi ngifuna ukuphuma ngalo la kanti nginamabhakla akade.
Now there's a window right there. A light has been shown where the window was. I actually wanted to exit through that window. I realized that there are burglar guards on that window, so I couldn't.
Photo 2 can be shown of Exhibit D. Are you able to point out that bedroom wherein you ran?
Ungakwazi ukukhomba
Yeah,
ukuthi
indeed.
uye wabaleni.
Ile because ngalunguzange ilindi la ngifuna ukuphuma ngathothi kunamabhaki.
Now that is the very window that I'm referring to. That's the bedroom I was in, because I peeked through the window and I realized there were butler guards because I wanted to exit the house through that window there.
Yes, what happened further?
Then emva kwalokho ngiyivalelela ngathatha ifoni yami because mongena umnyango le camera mase ngingaphakathi ngathatha ifoni yami ngala ka mongena umnyango umbhedu kwa left bekulela umntana wakaSenzo lapho so wayesevukile umntwana ngazama ukuthatha ifoni ngiyifake because ngala ka right kunempahla nezingubo ezazingala ka right
Now,
ayifanga phansi kwalezo ingubo lezo.
then I took my phone and hid it under the blankets. You know, when you access that particular room, on the left there's a bed, and the Senzo's child was lying on that bed. He was already awake during that time.
I
And,
think kwavusomsini.
and I should think that it was because of the commotion or the noise that was taking place that woke the child up. And then there were blankets that were stacked on the right.
Yes.
There were blankets that were stacked on the right, and then I took my phone and pushed it or shoved it underneath the blankets that were stacked there, tucked it underneath the blankets that were there.
And just place the name of Senzo's child on record.
Igama lengane kaSenzo bani?
Uthingo.
Tingo.
Yes, you may continue.
Ungaqhubeka.
Futhi emva kwesikhashana nje ngiyivalele lapho angiyeza ukuthi hayi sekukhuluma nje abantu nje basekho labantu ngaphakathi.
Now, after a while, since I had closed or locked myself in there, I could hear that now there weren't those people that were causing the commotion initially. People were just talking now, normally talking.
Yes.
Then emva kwesikhashana nje ngathi ngiyavula umnyango wakhona uvuleki.
Now, after a while, I tried to open the door. That door could not open.
Ngashaya isicapha ngamemeza ukuthi ngicela bangivulele.
And I knocked the door, and I also shouted that they should open for me.
Yes.
Umthoko ngithi umuntu wangivulela umthoko uzisithwala. But angisazi noma ngivulela ngespoon or wangivulela ngommese because lo mnyango awuvuleki uma ungaphakathi. So umuntu wayengaphandle wangivulela kana ngespoon noma ummese usebenzisa ukuthi angivulele lapho.
I don't know who the person was. I should think it was Mtogo. Mtogo is the one that could have opened the door for me, because once you are inside of that bedroom, that door is not easy for it to be opened from inside. So he had to use some instrument, a utensil. It could have been a knife or a spoon that he had used so that he can try and open that door from outside.
Yes.
So mayiqeda ungivulela umthoko mangiphuma ngiyabona wonke umuntu manje ngazuthi usemangele nje in mangithi ngiyaqhamuka uSenzo ulele edining ulele ungathi ungene ngale side ngathi ubecasha ulele between usofa ne stand ungene nje kanje.
Now,
Yeah.
when I got out,
Le part nje yakhe wangathi le ngathi ungene ngale side le kanje between
No.
stand ne sofa lo ngala behleli khona uMakakheli.
now when I got out, it appeared people were startled of what had happened there. And Senzo somehow was lying between the couch and the stand and the TV stand, with the left hand part of his body, as though he was trying to get himself between or into that space that is between the couch and as well as the TV stand.
Photo 65 of Exhibit D will be shown to you. If you can use that photo to illustrate your evidence.
Sizosebenzisa leso sithombe ke photo 65 ukuthi uzame nje ukusidwebela umfanekiso wobufakazi bakho.
awayileli la usenzo la wayengene ngekamzimba nje inyawo zazingala but ikhanda nesifuba kwakungala la ikhoneni ngathi ubekacasha kanje.
Now this is where Senzo was. And my lord, I need to also indicate that the witness is getting emotional now. This is the very spot.
Yes. I think it would be appropriate time to take this short agenda.
20 minutes.